We're live on Facebook, just waiting on Instagram. And you're good?
All right, everybody. Today, we're going to do a short workout. One of my many workouts that I do for pull-ups is I do them on the minute, I do them on the second. Today's going to be on the 45 second. We're going to do some pull-ups on the 45 second. And basically, I have some kids behind me. You guys have a good time. I'm on your playground, so you guys have a good time. So basically, I have no gym to go to, so I'm using the kids' playground. So with that being said, make sure you don't have excuses about trying to find a pull-up bar. Don't say, well, I don't have access to a gym, this and that. A lot of times we give ourselves tons of excuses to just not do things. There's a ground you can do push-ups, sit-ups. You can find a bar anywhere to do pull-ups. There's a lot of land to run and walk and whatever. So don't use excuses to not do things. So it's the right mindset. That being said, we could do 5 pull-ups on the 45 seconds for 15 minutes. If you don't have a pull-up bar, do some push-ups. You know, set up your own number and just knock them out with me. I'll answer questions as we go. All right, first set, here we go.
If anybody has any questions, we'll be taking questions in between sets. Well, everybody always asks the biggest question. What's the first question we got to ask?
What's my diet?
Yes.
What's my diet? Just so you know, my diet is, I'm writing a book right now. It's about 100 pages on my diet. My diet is not simple. My diet is not simple, so I have about 100 pages that I'm writing. It's going to be in my book. I'm also going to try to get some stuff out there for you guys to look at, but it varies off of everything I do.
Someone asked, what's the most pull-ups you've ever done?
I did 4,030 in 17 hours.
And any good stretch for a shoulder?
For a shoulder?
Yes.
This right here is a really good stretch. Put your arms up on something like this here. Stretch out like that. Open your shoulders up. When I first started doing that, I could barely get my shoulders even like to here, so it takes a while.
Is it harder to pull up from a shorter bar with knees bent or a taller bar with legs extended?
This is horrible. Having a short bar, because I'm all scrunched, I like to be nice and open, nice and long. So for me, this is harder.
So people just want to know, like, is this just a workout you came up with about the 45 seconds, doing 5 on 45?
Yeah, so what I did was, when I was training for the world's records for the most pull-ups, I realized I had to flush lactic acid out really quick. So I started designing workouts that made me do that. Workouts that do that are taking very small breaks. So I went from the minute, I took it from the minute to the 45, to the 45 to the 30. I did some on the 20 second.
Do you have any sort of spiritual or mental prep or ritual you do to start your day?
So a lot of people think that I'm just an ass because I don't talk a lot. And my face is very stone cold. I'm a fun-loving guy, people. I really am. But to be focused on something that you want to do, your mind has to be with it. At least that's for me. So I do a lot of meditation, visualization, self-talk. So before I get out there and do a long race of 100 miles, I'm not starting on going, yeah, this is great, this is fun. No, I'm trying to visualize what I'm going through, and that takes, for me, I get very serious about what's going to be in front of me. So that's kind of how my mindset is. So I don't walk around like this all day long. So when I'm talking very serious, my mind is serious. So there's a time and place for everything.
A lot of people asking multiple times about whether or not you're vegan, if you eat meat. Can you just comment on that?
Yes, I'm not a vegan. I eat meat. I do a little bit of everything. Yes, I believe in all of it. I think all of it's really good. I'm also, so like I said, my diet is very, you'll see, it's, it varies off what I'm doing. I'm not a vegan. I'm not a I'm not a vegetarian. I'm not a plant-based guy. I'm not a guy who's about all these different things. I take a little bit of everything and combine it to what I need to do for myself. Oh, come on over here. Please. I don't own the playground.
You can answer this when you're done, but how do you keep yourself from swinging while doing pull-ups?
It's your core muscles. You want to have your core tight. So the core and pull-ups are very important.
People asking about timing on your book.
Time on my book, I'm looking at what, a year out?
Probably end of 2018, I would think.
2018. So yeah, I have a lot of stories to write, a lot of diets to put in there, a lot of mentality things that I've come up with through doing, not through reading a book.
How long do you give a muscle group rest before you do it again?
That's the thing. It varies off what you're doing. For me, I do a lot of endurance type of exercises. So if you're trying to do endurance type of things, you want to get to the point where you're able to do the same exercise over and over and over again, like running. You want to get to the point where you can run 300 days without taking a break, but knowing active recovery. You want to get to the point in pull-ups, if you're looking to break a record, where you can do them every day without having tendonitis and issues. And it takes a lot of patience. It takes a lot of patience and training.
Okay, what is your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment is, I guess, getting over my own personal demons, getting over my own personal issues. It wasn't being a Navy SEAL. These are all things that help me just get to the point where I can speak to people. Growing up, I was a kid that stuttered a lot. I got bullied a lot. I got made fun of with everything, and I wanted to be accepted. So I told people what they wanted to hear. Just getting to the point in life where I don't care what people say about me or what they think about me. My biggest accomplishment.
All right. When he's done this next set, we're going to answer this question on sleep. Everybody's asking if you still sleep for just a few hours, or what is your sleeping pattern now?
All right. So my sleep is very important nowadays. I really focused a lot on my sleep because for the better part of 15 years, I didn't sleep at all. My adrenals were messed up. I messed them up through what I did, working hard, trying to push more and more and more and more. I realized the best way to recover is through sleep. So now I'm at a point where I'm getting about 6 to 7 hours of sleep. It varies sometimes, but from me stretching out, it's really helped out getting my mind be able to calm down.
Have you ever been deployed?
Yes, I've been deployed.
And running advice, running active recovery recommendations.
Yes, learn your zones. Zone 1 to 5. Some people have more than zone 5, but you want to definitely stay in that zone 1 if you're trying to do active recovery. I believe in active recovery. I don't believe in just laying dormant.
Hi, fish. All right. Were you ever scared as a SEAL?
I was scared every day, not just as a SEAL, just as a person. The reason why I challenge myself so much is to build my mentality. I was born a scared kid. Being bullied, you stay scared. So people say, oh my God, you're a machine, you're superhuman, you're this, you're that. I'm none of that. I'm just a guy who wanted to be accepted to myself. I want to accept my own self. So yeah, scared. Very much so.
People keep asking Mayweather or McGregor.
You know what? Mayweather is a great, great boxer, the best maybe ever. This is why I want to see Conor McGregor knock the hell out of him. I want to see every great person fall. That's what motivates me. They're great. Roger Federer is the best tennis player. You're looking at Floyd Mayweather, the best boxer. I want to see them all fall. I want to see somebody with the drive and determination to train specifically for them. Not that I don't hate on them. I want to see the great ones get beat so the great ones get challenged. That's where motivation comes from, drive. Now, some of you think I show off. I'm not showing off. It's hot.
A lot of people asking if you drink coffee.
I've never had coffee my entire life.
All right. Is it more beneficial to train on calisthenics, and focus on moving your body, or to focus more on weight training and lifting as much as possible?
I always incorporate almost everyday calisthenics with weight training. Calisthenics are one of the number one things for your body.
A lot of people commenting on the impact theory video. Thanks for watching it, everybody. If you haven't watched it, check it out. How do you improve push-up repetitions?
Push-up repetition, you improve them by doing them every day. The 10% rule is important, but everybody wants to know how you become good at push-ups, running, pull-ups. You have to constantly be training those muscle groups and doing them. If you can't do them well, do them on your knees. Get to the point where you do them every day. These calisthenics, you can do every day.
All right. Do you have your next ultra or fitness challenge?
I do.
Something in mind, but you're not saying it yet.
I have been in training now for quite a long time to pull off something pretty big for myself. And I'm not talking about it yet because I want to make sure before I start talking and running my mouth about something, I want to make sure that I'm physically ready to start doing it. So I have to say, oh, hey guys, I don't feel good. I got to pull out. Can't do this. So I'm giving myself no excuses. So when I announce it, I'm doing it. And I go full through, make sure everything is in line. So yeah, I have things in mind.
I think we get this question, it seems, every time we do this, is about supplements and what supplements you use. So when you're done this next set, maybe we can answer that one.
As many of you know, I'm 42. I train quite a bit. I train every single day pretty much. Protein, amino acids. Protein and amino acids, I'm really big on those. Really big on both of them. They've, since I started training when I was real young, they've done wonders for me. And I'm really big on that, really big. All right, we're going on 12 minutes and 45 seconds.
Oh my, not that many more. Okay, a lot of people asking your thoughts on CrossFit and Spartan races. Maybe when you're done.
One thing you'll see about me and when I post, I don't like bashing people's workouts, bashing races, nothing like that. So I think everything is great. If something's challenging you mentally and physically, that's great. I'm not really big into CrossFit. I think it's great for some people. I'm not big into it, not because of any other reasons. My training is very specific for what I do. A lot of people make a comment about how big I look. I'm only 182 pounds, but I do specific exercises for what I'm doing.
People are asking about the Joe Rogan or Jocko podcasts, and David will definitely be doing podcasts. Usually you get invited on, and when we hear from people, we try to schedule. So if we're invited, we'll be going on. Fastest mile time.
I think it was a 4:46. I have to look back in my log. 446, 447. I hear rumors out there that I ran a 414, 416. Those weren't my legs, if that was the case. So, yeah.
Have you ever tried anti-anxiety drugs, or do you fight it off with training?
I don't really have I've never done any kind of thing like that. Yeah, I've never done that before. I'm not saying I don't believe in it. Some people need it. I probably needed it for several years, so I don't know. I believe in trying to have a quiet place, a quiet mind, getting your mind and body focused. But all that takes patience. Some people need those drugs, stuff like that, but I believe in trying to do it yourself. All right, our last set's right here. And I'll stick around for a couple minutes to answer a few more questions, and I won't waste your time.
Owen.
What exercise do you believe best builds mental toughness?
The exercise that helped me out the most, the one I hated the worst, was running. I hated the loneliness of going out every day and running. So that's why, for me it's running, but for everybody it's different. It's whatever you don't like to do.
Right.
Whatever you don't like to do is what builds your mental toughness. So my mental toughness is different. That's why I work out every day. You know, I was a 300-pound guy that chose that route because it was easy. Yes, I was a power lifter, doing 500-pound deadlift, 2 reps, resting 5 minutes. It's pretty easy. When you're on a run that takes you 3, 4, 5 hours, or the Jacob's ladder that takes you 6 hours, it's mind-numbing. It's very painful mentally. You have to find more of yourself, and that's why I do it. So that's it.
All right. Well, I know this one's important. How much water do you drink each day?
You know what? I just got to talking to my girl today about water intake. I am humongous on water intake. If you lose just a few percent of fluid in your body, your performance drops drastically. So my water intake goes off of how much I do. Like for the Jacob's ladder day, I went through, I can't even remember how much water. I know at one time I went over 100 ounces within an hour period. I was drenched. That thing was just killing me. So I believe big time in water. For how much you put out, you got to put back in and then some more.
This is an interesting one. This might be hard to answer, but if you could put one professional athlete through 1 week of your daily workout routine, who would it be?
Probably Michael Phelps. It'd be Michael Phelps or one of the great endurance type of athletes. Just not to say anything bad about anybody, just to see a different side of kind of training. I train a very animalistic way, and these guys are great athletes. I like to just, try one of them out. They can try me out. They can kick my butt. I can kick their butt. We'll see what happens.
Do you eat before you run?
I do. I eat before I run. I try to eat as many calories as I can throughout the whole day. I'm a big believer in getting those calories back in you, because if you have nothing to burn, a lot of people are manorexics and just try to drop weight to be faster at running and all sort of stuff. I don't get off on all that stuff, man. If I'm 190 to 180 and I'm comfortable and I feel good, that's where I stay at.
And what phase of buds was the hardest?
The phase of buds for me that was the hardest, and I'm not trying to be a tough guy here, was after Hell Week. First phase, then you go through Hell Week, 130 hours, whatever. I was really hungry to that part of training. So when Hell Week ended, I knew that it's still tough, but the true tough parts were over. So I kind of got depressed. I kind of got the Hell Week blues when I knew that was over, because seeing guys quit was very motivating for me.
All right, a lot of questions about martial arts. Have you ever trained martial arts, done anything in the SEAL teams?
In the SEAL teams, we do a form of martial arts. I believe in it. It's great training. I've done it, and I've done groundwork. I've done stand-up work. I've done a little bit of everything. In the SEAL teams, yes, they do teach you some of that.
What are the most pull-ups you've ever done in 1 rep?
in one rep, I've done 57 dead hang pull-ups without kipping, just strict, like I was just doing here, 57.
All right. I mean, there's a ton of questions coming in,
We'll do
so
2 more questions. And
okay.
we'll call it.
All right.
But one thing I want to say to everybody, thank you so much once again. I have tons of comments from the Jacob's Ladder. I have tons of emails from the Jacob's Ladder. I like to get back to everybody as fast as I can. It's just me. I'm the only person answering these comments. I read every single one of them, and all of them are very supportive of what I'm trying to do, and it's not about me. I want you to know that this is not about me. Hopefully you know my message is about, I'm trying to do things to show people that, look, you don't need to be born special. A lot of you know my backstory. A lot of you know where I come from. A lot of you know what I've done. And I'm trying to give people the inspiration to know that, hey, you don't need to be anybody special. I read all your comments. I will start getting back to those. I usually do a good job of getting back, but just know I can't thank you all enough for all the support.
All right, last question. Who or what is your inspiration?
My inspiration, and once again, don't find this arrogant, but it's going to sound very arrogant. My inspiration is myself. I believe in a higher being, God, but I also believe that a lot of times we put our focus into like a Michael Jordan or a Tiger Woods or something like that, and it lets you down. I want to be the person that lets me down and hold myself accountable for things, and I have plenty of times. I try to be my own inspiration and make myself better. I don't want to emulate anybody out there. And sometimes when you have the inspiration, you try to emulate them. I want to be the best David Goggins possible, so that's who I really focus on. That's what I spend my time on. You know, the best book you can read is the book on yourself. So that's what I believe. And hey, thank you all so much for your time. Hopefully we'll come back. And once again, hey, let me get my kids over here. Let me get my kids over here. This is what it's about. Hey, go to the playground, get your pull-ups in, get your push-ups in, do what you can, don't make excuses, because the family will support it. Everybody here support it. All right, stay hard.